Guys, I got a job, an office job. I never thought this would happen since I've been a traveler and solo creator and entrepreneur for a couple of years, and I've really enjoyed that journey. But this whole experience has really taught me some things that I think you'll find extremely helpful. Here are a couple things that I've discovered from having a job. The first thing is that there's actually a good number of perks to it, and I made a whole separate video on the advantages of having a job that you can check out below. Just like there are perks to being an entrepreneur and doing your own thing, there's also perks to being able to show up to a space and have that routine. My jobs have been great for getting my discipline muscle under control. As an entrepreneur, I tended to be very free-flowing, and there was an element of discipline that I just hadn't learned yet in life, and having a job has forced me to be so much better with my time, with my relationships, with exercise, with what I eat. A job has basically put a grid in my life. Like in my calendar, there's a block where I have to be at a certain time and a certain place on certain days. We could see this as a disadvantage, but I've used it to actually make my life even more beautiful, working around the grid to get myself in order. I've also learned that structure is good. It actually allows my creativity to thrive. You would think that structure would hold me back. It means I have to fit into a box, but what I actually do is work around the box. Now, if you saw my calendar, you'd probably laugh because sometimes it's scheduled down to like 15-minute slots. But it's because that structure helps me to actually see where I'm wasting time, where I could be using my time better. And it makes me feel super accomplished at the end of the day when I can look back and be like, these were my 10 priorities for the day, maybe my top 3, and then all the other things I wanted to do. And I actually managed to do all of them because of the structure that the job forces into my life. As an entrepreneur, I used to be very free-flowing with my time and tried to schedule my work, but having a job has definitely turned that up a notch because I have to be even more disciplined in order to get as much as I want done. My job has also taught me that I have the power to make a change. There are problems I can solve and relationships I can build that help make my workplace have a better influence in the world, and that mean that I could be a better influence to the people that I work with. I used to look at businesses and companies as something that were destroying the world. This comes from the fact that I went to a media studies program that was very anti-capitalist, but this was something that I needed to get over, and having a job has just shown me that, you know what, there are businesses that are doing great work in the world, and even the ones that might seem like they're not doing as good work in the world, the fact is that there are probably thousands of people who work in that company, and that money is sending their kids to school, it's feeding them. And this is just kind of the world that we live in. And while I definitely believe in creating a better world and contributing to that, given the world that we have, business is a part of it, and by working in a business or a company or a nonprofit, you are making a difference in the world. You have the power. Your presence in your company changes your company in some way. It could seem small, it could seem big, but the fact is that you being there makes a difference in 1,000 subtle ways. So show up as your best self. I've also learned that jobs are great for professional development. Just being in that workplace is so energizing to me. I used to work from home a lot as a creator and entrepreneur, or work from other people's homes, or just work around the world. And there's something about being in a place that's just buzzing with people, buzzing with ideas, and like everyone who's at your company is also being paid to show up and generate positivity, at least put inputs into making something happen. And that's not always something that you find in the world. There's other places you go and it's just like, you know, everyone's just chilling. But I love the idea of showing up at a place and knowing that I'm part of something bigger. Jobs are also great for personal development. If there's something in you that you want to grow in some way, There is so much space in your job for you, for all of us to grow personally. Where else are you going to learn to be compassionate, humble, kind, be a leader? A job is like sinking your teeth into the nitty-gritty of life and being like, I'm going to make the most of this and I'm going to make something happen. So I love it. On top of that, a job does not have the power to suck the life out of me, and it does not have the power to suck the life out of you. I feel like it's common that word on the street is like, oh, this job sucks, it doesn't give me energy. But what if you took that responsibility back? That's what I've ended up doing this year. In 2018, I had just landed these jobs and it was a whole new world to me, and I just let myself settle into it. And I feel like I totally needed that time to rest, to integrate, to heal. I didn't try to do anything on top of my jobs. And honestly, I didn't feel like I had the energy to do it. But when this year started in January, I really felt like, okay, I could see that if I didn't do anything differently, I could probably just coast in this job. But coasting is just not my style. And I was like, okay, how can I turn my life now into the life that I want to have? And so I started changing my life, and I started changing my hours at work and just starting to do things differently. And this is what I mean by a job does not have the power to suck the life out of you. If you feel like your life is being sucked out by your job, then start reading, start changing something about your life so that you get your head in the right framework. Because a job does not have the power to suck the life out of you. There are a lot of things that affect us, that affect you. There's spiritual things, there's personal things, there's psychological things, there's physical things, there's a lot of things. A job is only one piece of your life, and it doesn't have to make your whole life deteriorate. Finally, my favorite thing that I've learned from having a job is that the world is big and I love being a part of it. When I look at companies now, I think of how many people work there and the amount of human ingenuity it takes to make these companies work, and all the different kinds of companies are out there. And I just imagine part of me wishes I could work in 1,000 companies so that I could just see and learn, because so many companies are doing incredible work out there, and this is actually a gift that we get to be a part of it. So I just love zooming out and seeing that bird's eye view of the world that I'm a part of and that I get to try to make a difference in. It's been such a journey for me to go from being an entrepreneur and writing a book to now working in a job, and then being able to find my way back online while working a full-time job. Wherever you are in your life, if you're a student, if you're working, if you're a mom, I just hope that this video helps you to see that jobs don't have to suck. There are incredible companies out there, and there's so many things that companies are doing to make work an enjoyable and a fruitful experience. It always inspires me when I hear about companies that are coming up with these incredible policies in order to help their people work better. So don't be afraid of jobs like I was for many years. Dip your toe in, go on LinkedIn and look up jobs and just be inspired. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have other questions about work, jobs, and creativity, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe for tons more videos like this, and follow me on Instagram, where I release my photography, writing, and behind the scenes of my creative and travel journeys. And I'll see you in the next one.